Now this game's heating up.
Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. Today I have another Bilgewater deck profile to share, and that is Fizz and Lee Sin spell slinging. This deck focuses on using spells and protecting Fizz in the early game to build pressure until Lee Sin and Mind Meld come out as the final win conditions. I've been playing it a lot over the past week in order to refine it for this video, and I found myself staying up super late, queuing up game after game without even realizing it because the deck is so fun to play for me. I would say it's competitively viable even up to Platinum or Diamond, but is primarily a casual deck to try if you really like Fizz or spell-based decks. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. Also, the code for the deck will be in the description below. For those of you who don't know, I got Master Tier in the beta, even peaking top 50 in NA. For the rest of you who already watch my content, welcome back, and enjoy this deck profile. Alright, so starting off the deck, we have a lot of early game minions, and a really aggressive 1 through 3 curve. So we rock 9 1-cost cards, 3 Fizz, 3 Jailbreak, and 3 Shell Shocker. Fizz, of course, because he's a secondary win condition in the deck and really annoying if you get him out early with good protection. Jailbreak, because it's a spell which triggers Fizz and Lee Sin's level up condition while also giving you a 1-cost from any region, and in this game 1-costs are extremely strong. You have a 90% chance or higher to hit something that is playable that you will like. The only really bad 1-drop in my opinion is Shadow Fiend. This is tragic when you get him on turn 1, he just kind of dies. Other than that, you'll be pretty happy with the results. We also rock Shell Shocker because he is an attune minion, which means when you play him, he gives you 1 spell mana. So essentially with this deck, he pays for himself because turning 1 mana into spell mana is all you need to play other things. For example, you can Shell Shocker on turn 1, and if you have Jailbreak in hand, you can play this as well, giving you 2 1-drops versus your opponents. This is really good to give you an aggressive edge going into turns 2 and 3. Next we have Coral Creatures, who is another attune, so he gives you 1 spell mana, and also gives you a free 1-cost spell. So no matter what, it's going to be a playable spell in terms of mana. So he's really good to throw down early as well. We also have Eye of the Dragon, yet another attune minion. And if you play 2 spells while she's in your hand or on the board, the next turn she summons a 2/1 Dragonling that has Lifesteal and Ephemeral, which means it's going to die. But if you get the Lifesteal off, then this is really good against aggro decks. Next we have Triple Retreat. This is the primary defense tool of the deck, especially early on. So it's basically 3 mana, take something from your board, and play something from your hand, right? Something important to keep in mind is that if you use Return and summon something with Attune, it will count as its summoning condition, and you will get another spell mana for free as well. So you can play Eye of the Dragon if she gets targeted by Get Excited or Gotcha or Thermo Beam for 3. You can use Retreat to put her back in your hand, and then Return to play her for free, and it's going to give you another spell mana back because she has Attune on play. If you get multiple Eye of the Dragons early, it creates a lot of pressure with her Dragonlings because you can get in easy damage, easy trades, and you get the lifesteal back. Next we have Double Trouble, which is basically just Jailbreak times 2. In general, you'll get, pretty good 1-drops like I said earlier, and it counts towards the level up conditions of Fizz and Lee Sin. Very good pressure. River Shaper is an obvious inclusion because when he strikes, you get another spell from your deck, and since this is spell heavy, he's basically a really good, really free draw and refuel. Same with Shadow Assassin, she's only in here for the draw, and she is a elusive body that you can use to defend against other elusive units if you are fighting them. Twin Disciplines is a no-brainer. It's the best and most flexible damage or health giving spell in Ionia. Can use it in a variety of scenarios, and you can use it to proc Fizz and Lee Sin's level up conditions. Only to deny because that's all I can fit. You could do some number changing around and try to put in third deny and take out you know, maybe one double trouble and, you know, mess with the numbers there. Finally, we have the newly nerfed Deep Meditation. This is really sad to see because this deck needs the Deep Meditation refuel. Having it hit because of other decks is a tragedy, but it is still good if you get the refund. The only problem with this card now is if you have to play it for 5 mana, you are going to be really far behind your opponent. But if you can get that that refund by using 2 spells the previous turn, this card is still really strong and refuels extremely well because the spells in this deck are very swingy. Next we have win condition number 1, Lee Sin. So he comes out 1 spell later after Fizz in terms of level up, and he just absolutely dominates the enemy's board. You kick things into the enemy nexus, dealing good chip damage, and if you have multiple copies, you actually turn Lee Sin into a removal machine, right? So being able to recall enemies that are too big for him to normally deal with is really good, and being able to do the extra damage to the nexus should provide a good enough win condition. Finally, we have another win condition being Mind Meld. Now this card is extremely slept on and I haven't seen a lot of people use, but it has won me 5 to 10 games by itself during the deck testing. So it says this round, set all allies' power and health to the number of spells you've played this game. At the very least, you're usually looking at maybe 7 or 8, since you have leveled up Lee Sin by this point. So you'll turn your entire board into 7/7s or 8/8s. So this is obviously really big for a push for lethal on board, sort of how For Demacia works. Except there's something really important to take into consideration, and that is elusive. So if you cast Mind Meld while you have Fizz on the board, regular or leveled up, he will gain elusive and be an unblockable damage source. This is where Shadow Assassin comes in as well. If you have Fizz and Shadow Assassin on board and you turn them both into 8/8s, that is 16 unblockable damage from just 2 minions. Let that sink in. Mind Meld has clutched and won me so many games. Alright, you didn't think that was crazy enough? Let me throw one more at you. You have Fizz, you have Shadow Assassin, and you have Lee Sin when you activate Mind Meld. So Mind Meld will also turn Lee Sin into an 8/8, and it says Dragon Rage enemies that he challenges. When he Dragon Rages something, he strikes the enemy nexus for 8 direct damage. So if you have Fizz, Shadow Assassin, and Lee, that is 24 damage directly to the nexus. So you can get off some pretty nasty OTKs even if you haven't been chipping at your enemy's HP throughout the game. And that is everything for the cards. I wanted to provide a good foundation for the deck. I encourage players to mess with the numbers and put in whatever little twist they like. This deck is especially flexible with lots of different spells you can include to make the deck your own. A good example would be taking out maybe Jailbreak and Double Trouble, because it is important to keep in mind that these are slow spells, which means you cannot cast them in reaction to enemy spells. So they are not good for protecting Fizz. Fizz, you have to have fast or burst spells to effectively protect him, and the only ones we have to work with are Retreat, Twin Disciplines, Deny, and Deep Meditation. So there is some flexibility there if you prefer going all in on Fizz and trying to protect him. And that about wraps it up for the deck profile. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context of why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. Oh, looks like we're fighting Maokai Nautilus Tossing. Whew. That's gonna be scary if they get to late game. Alright, we'll keep this hand. Pretty good early game. Coral Creatures on 2 or Eye of the Dragon, depending on what he plays. Alright, so I'm taking 2 damage turn 1. Hopefully the Dragonlings later can make up for that. So let's play Eye of the Dragon now.
We each hold a world within. It is time.
Cool. Now I have to think about playing 2 spells a turn.
Vessel small, but she ain't lacking courage.
Do cool creatures. Ghost is pretty good.
Going harvesting.
Damn, I wish I had Twin Disciplines to protect Eye of the Dragon. This turn would be so huge.
Better than eating.
But we can play Double Trouble and refill the board. Oh my god, really good too, because Omen Hawk, since it was summoned, will grant the top 2 allies in the deck +1/+1. Super sick. Let's also give something elusive this round, so that we have played 2 spells. Then we can use Deep Meditation next turn. That's a buff Shell Shocker. I'll take a 1 mana 3/2. Thank you. It's a little spooky though. Can't really beat over that, so I'll just pass. Eye of the Dragon also got buffed.
Danger pays.
Sure, we can play Shadow Assassin here. If he kills it with Challenger, I don't really mind. That is also okay. When he goes to attack, I will just retreat her back to my hand so that he doesn't get the draw. And then I'll play Eye of the Dragon with Return. Something important to keep in mind is that Retreat and Return, while it's only 1 spell at a time, it is 2 separate spells for Lee Sin and Fizz's level up condition, making it really good in this deck.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
And like I said in the deck profile, if you use Return on an attuned minion, you get 1 free spell mana to work with.
Breathe in, breathe
And we get the
out.
Dragonling. Okay, let's draw some more. Oh, we got Mind Meld. Let's go, that's really good. Kinda want to retreat and return the Shadow Assassin so we can keep drawing. Don't feel like there's a lot he can do about that.
Silent as death.
Now Lee Sin and Fizz are both maxed out. Dragonling is a free attack, so I might as well. Normally I'd attack with Shadow Assassin here too, but he has an elusive unit to block it.
When we return malevolence.
You cannot escape.
You can use retreat here to cheat the block. And then bring her back for another draw.
The order rewards its faithful.
This is fair and balanced. I also have Deny Man if he tries to do something this turn with a spell. Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's see. I'm fine with just passing there then. Yeah, we can deny that. No heals for you, buddy.
Breathe breathe out.
Alright. Let's get... Should we get Fizz out there? Nah, I think I just want to mind meld right away. Oh, we can replace Dragon Thing and put in Fizz, right? It's basically free.
Victory is at hand! You know it, Shelly!
My meld's gonna turn everything into a 10-10. I've been playing this deck on stream, and a lot of people have said that they really like that even if you don't get Fizz and Lee Sin perfect, you still have another win condition in Mind Meld. It's really hard for the opponents to deal with. Sure, he can use Scrap Shot here. Killing Fizz does not matter. He's basically losing his entire board.
That bubble stuck well!
I have 50 damage. Nice. There's no way he comes back from that. Let's go. This deck is so fun. I have such a blast playing it, actually. And that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. I also stream on Twitch. The link to that and my other socials are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.